Hey guys, Shane here, Oz Flight Simmer. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to have a look at my P3D settings. I've been getting asked quite a lot recently, can you show us your settings? So I thought, well, finally I better do it. It's been a while, since May, since I did my last settings update. So if you want to know how or why or what do I do to get these sorts of graphics in the sim, I'm going to show you, and I think you'll be surprised of what my settings actually are. So let's take a look. So first things first, the hardware that I'm actually using on my P3D PC is an i7-5820 running at 3.3. I have a 980 GTX graphics card, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 2133, and I have a designated hard drive, which is an SSD, which is 500. So basically I have my sim set up to where I don't have different profiles set up to, for different types of add-ons and things like that. I just have it set up so I know it doesn't matter what I actually throw at it, I know it's going to run smooth, and that's because I just want to make it easy. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm too lazy to keep changing it around. One of the things that I did when I had FSX is that I pretty much spent more time changing config files and trying to get the best out of the sim than probably what I actually did flying. So when I moved to P3D, I just set it up so I knew it would actually take everything. And I've been happy since. I don't play around with anything. I don't need to change anything, and it looks good enough for me. So we've been saying that again. Let's take a look. So just showing you there, I've only got one profile, and that's the only one I use. You can see that it got the GTX 980 at the top there with resolution running at 4K. FXAA is off, MSAA is at 4 samples, texture filtering is at 4, and text resolution is on Ultra 4096 by 4096. I actually have my V-Sync on and my triple buffering, and I have my target frame rate set to unlimited. Alrighty, so in the sceneries, there's probably a few surprises here. My terrain only have it as high, tessellation only has 5, mesh is 5, and texture resolution is 7. My water actually only have a medium. When you're high up, I just don't think you need anything more than that. So I'd leave it at medium. Scenery objects, extremely dense, auto-gen vegetation. I have that as medium, normal. If I go any higher than that, I just think it's just too much. That's not for a sim thing, that's just what I actually prefer. Auto-gen building, very dense, and I turn special effects off because that will just burn frames like it's going out of fashion. So my HDR settings there, I've got shadow quality set to medium, which is probably a bit of a surprise, in the actual terrain shadow cast distance. I've got all that down to 10,000. I get used to it. After a while it sort of disappears, and if you're on top of the clouds, and it's a really cloudy day, you don't see the shadow. So that's why I sort of have it down at 10,000 only, and I think that's a big impact on why my sim runs quite smooth. So my weather settings are pretty standard. I've got the cloud draw distance at 90, but I'm pretty confident Actve Sky overrides that, and I've got that set on 80. Cloud coverage density, but that should be all overridden by the third-party software. Traffic I've got set to 0. I've got my land and sea set to 5, 10, and 10, but I use third-party add-on for traffic. So yeah, that's my P3D settings. Alrighty, so we'll quickly go through my Actve Sky settings for P3D, as your weather engine is very important to how your sim's going to behave. I'm not going to go through them all. You can have a look as I'm flicking through. I actually think that most of the settings that I actually have are the default settings for Actve Sky, so I don't think I changed much. Actually, there's a minimum cloud distance drawing, which is the same as what I had set up for P3D. but I don't mess around with this whatsoever. Go down the visibility, have a wing fade effect, fog layer, but yeah, haven't really changed much in here. And I actually do complement Actve Sky with cloud art, and we'll take a quick look what I do there. So for my cloud textures, I actually moved over to cloud art when Actve Sky 2016 came out, and I've never looked back. I actually think they look more realistic, and to make my sim realistic, I actually have it on the setting global automatic, so it gets the weather from Actve Sky as far as I'm led to believe, and it matches the right cloud with the weather, so when I'm flying I should be pretty realistic, so which means for me then I don't need to change anything, so and it works quite well. So that was my main settings I used for my P3D. I really think my tip would be when it comes to settings is get something that's going to work for your PC. Everybody's PC is different and hardware combinations are different. So you've got to play around with it, what works for you. And my tip is let the third-party software do all the talking for you. So get something that's going to run it. And as you can see, I fly into a lot of third-party airports and things like that where it's been optimized to work really well within the sim. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got something out of it. Stay tuned because there's going to be a few surprises popping up on an Oz Flight Simmer channel in the next couple of weeks. If you're new to the channel and you want to have a look at some other videos, please look at the bottom right there. And if you've been watching for a bit and you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button on the top right. So have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon.